Imagine this. You are on Maru's Bazaar and there is a master rank 12 player who's selling individual unvaulted prime parts. Are they overpriced? No, they're at a fair price according to Warframe Market. You come back 5 hours later and they're still there. Don't be this guy. Don't do this. Today we're going to talk about something that's not Warframe, but which is indeed very much so Warframe related. If you're not using these tools, and in particular this first one, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? Just stop it. Now, let me just say quite quickly and immediately that I have been using these sites and tools for years, and I've never encountered any troubles with it. When people write me through this site, they literally include the name of the site in the message. This message with the name of the site has been sent to me thousands of times, and I've never been in any trouble. I have checked many times in with the rules and as the changes, and this is not even close to being at odds with what DE allows. So you are not at any risk by using these external tools. With that, let's just go ahead and get into it. So this first here is Warframe Market. Again, if you're not using this, why are you not using it? You should be using it. Let's say you want to, well, first up, let's just go ahead and take a look at this here first page. This is a live feed as new items are being added here. Over here, these are things which people want to sell. So by offering them these prices which they're asking for, these purple numbers, then you would be able to buy these items instantaneously, and the time you save for being able to do so has a value in of itself. But these prices tend to be very much so competitive as well, because everyone is basically, well, competing with one another to get their items sold first, lowering their prices over and over again. These prices over here are buy orders, and you should not use these because these are not fairly priced. These are always below the sell price, and you just want to put your order up for sell because you can do other stuff in the background while you wait for it to sell. So the time difference between just selling it to someone who wants to buy it or putting it up for sale is essentially the same. They just have it at different points in time, but you are investing the same amount of time. So let's go ahead and look at an example here. We have Saren Prime. She won't cost this for much longer, but right now she's still 210 platinum. This is the thing that I talked about in my last video with opportunity cost. Because are you willing to sit in trade chat for an hour or an hour and a half to try and find this set for 180? Maybe even 150. I don't think they're gonna get it for 150, but you know, for an hour and a half, because ultimately you will only save 30 platinum, and you could have farmed items that collectively is worth more than 30 in that amount of time. So you should have done that instead. However, I do recommend that you sell most items here on Warframe Market instead of just spending your time in trade chat. So let's say that we wanted to go ahead and actually sell something. Let me go to an item which I actually own so that we don't make a false listing. I believe I have 2 of these. So we click down here to place an order, and we set a price. And I sold those one up for 12, and I'd be happy to get 12, I think. And we're selling 2 of them. As you can see, it's already put in the name because I clicked the place order button from the page of that item that I was already looking at. Post that. Okay, let's just try that again. And if it works, then I'll explain why it didn't work before. Yes? Why? Let's go. Welcome back to the video that almost didn't happen. What happened was that I've changed my name from Syntaxagon to Syntaxagon_YT, and because of this, the name I had on Warframe Market no longer corresponded with my with my in-game name. And because of this, when people tried to message me, the game would tell them that that username doesn't exist anymore. So Because of this, I've been reported so many times that my account was suspended. But after re-verifying my account with the proper name and writing to one of the moderators, I was able to have this ban reverted. I was thinking, it's odd. I have literally gotten 0 trade requests for like 2 weeks. It's really slow. And I guess now I know why it's really slow. So where was I again? Here. All right. So death cube system. I just went for a run, so I'm completely sweaty and disgusting, but this video has to be made. So okay, so here I'm sorting by price by clicking this arrow. By the way, you want to do that, sort by price, otherwise you're not gonna have a good time. 12 platinum. I'd be happy to get 12 platinum from it. It's a, I get this one fairly often. I have 2 of them. Posted. Done. Now people can see how much reputation I have and my price. As you can see, I'm on the top of the list. So the next time someone needs this specific item, which is the Death Cube blueprint, I click this button here to get the blueprint specifically. If I wanted to sell the set, I could click here instead. Next time someone needs this, they will just write me in game and I will be able to give it to them. And it really is that simple. You don't have to micromanage it in any way beyond this. This is gonna save you hours. So efficient. Getting those extra 8 platinum on this item is just not worth it because you're going to be in trade chat forever. Even if you want to use trade chat, you should do that on your most expensive items because you're going to have the largest difference on those, and then your small items, you still want to sell them on Warframe Market. Next up is similar. This here is for Rivens specifically. You can see here it's sorted by how often, count is how often they appear in trade chat. So this is literally a bot checking trade chat over and over and over again. And then adding the stats over here. You can see here it's plotted out. This is for Rubico, by the way. We're taking Rubico. And these here are all the times that a Rubico Riven has appeared within these last week. Don't get too attached to this number because some of these are really expensive and it's really dragging up the price. If you have a, don't look at these either. Those here at the bottom. The range you want to look at is somewhat below the curve, somewhere around here, most of the time. And these here are the most preferred stats. So critical damage and critical chance, obviously, because it's a sniper, and also critical damage and critical chance is one of the only things in the game that gets better the more you have. Normally you have diminishing returns, but critical damage and critical chance only gets better the more you have. Multi-shot, obviously, and then this is not true. You wouldn't want elemental damage over just regular damage, so it's not completely accurate. Also, I do want to say that down here, for example, we have all of these, maybe even this one, and it's not like, oh, I have, I don't know, like magazine capacity instead of ammo maximum. Because of this, it's worth 3 more platinum. Once we get into these stats down here, then it's just all bad, and so they're all going to drag down the price equally much. And the reason for this is that the Riven market is so saturated, so any Riven that doesn't have at least good stats or great stats are not going to be taken into consideration. And for the most part, only the godly Rivens sell with any kind of reasonable speeds these days. Then we have Tenno Tools. These tools here, most of them are only useful when you are in game. Oh, sorry, when you're not in game, such as void fissures, for example. You could just as well have checked this in game, but there are certain functions that are always nice to have. Here, for example, and let me go and move my webcam out of the way. But right here, nice and large. This is definitely the perfect placement for that. But up here, if we click here, you'll see that it tells you when it will be night. Not just today, but tomorrow as well, and the day after tomorrow, and so on. So you can plot out that has to be a mistake, but generally speaking, it is quite accurate. And with this, you can plan out when you want to go Eidolon hunting. You have the news up here. If you don't want to log into Warframe, and in case you want to see the exact chances, let's go ahead and look at the sorties. Open, please. There we go. And here we have the rewards. So instead of just, oh, it's rare, it's common, it's legendary, the legendary chance in this case turns out to be 0.18%. So that's 1/5 of 1%. In other words, on average, you have to run this mission type 500 times in order to get one legendary core. Finally, we have this great tool, which I only recently have discovered. What this tool does, and for some reason I cannot get OBS to display the overlay, but you'll just have to take my words for it. It does work. Basically, what this program does is that it has other features as well, but its main purpose, or I guess I should say function, is that it takes a screenshot of the rewards and then it runs it through some system somehow. I don't know exactly how it works, to be honest with you, but it then returns the prices to you, and it actually uses Warframe.market to determine these prices. Within the last 48 hours, it will also tell you how many have been sold, as that is pretty relevant. Something which, you know, sells 2 off in 48 hours, that's gonna be very difficult to get rid of, compared to something that sells like 110. Look, I know that it can be a little bit of a pain to get Warframe.market set up, but once it is set up, assuming that you don't change your name, it just works. According to Tom Howard, but it does actually just work. And it's, you know, use it, please use it. Don't be one of those guys on the Rules Bazaar. Just use this site, okay? Even if you are able to get additional platinum from your items, you're really just cheating new players, right? Because why would you buy something in trade chat? Why would you sit there and look for a seller when you can literally just go to Warframe.market, have it on demand for cheaper, right? So you're just abusing the new players, you're wasting your own time, your own potential to just get more items, you're driving up the prices on average for everyone on the market. Don't use trade chat, just go here, list your items, and be done with it. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one.